Greetings, greetings, my sisters all over the world, wherever you are. Yes, today we meet once again on the 29th of August 2020. I'll be very honest with you. I didn't want this month to pass because we've really been celebrated. Left, right, and center, people have been celebrating us. But yeah, it's time to say goodbye to the month of August. But obviously, you and I, we do celebrate each other every day, 365 days a year. We celebrate each other by impacting and influencing each other. So it's exciting that we continue on this journey. So today we're actually going to be discussing or unpacking the second pillar of the total woman concept, which is actually influencing others. But before I go into that, I just want to recap what inspired the total woman concept. It was actually inspired by women of the past. This is our mothers, our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers, with the sacrifices, the work that they put in for you and I to enjoy the modern world that we enjoy today. So it is important for the modern woman to really rise up to this occasion, to do better than what they did. And the total woman concept has 5 pillars that we're touching on. And if you remember, the last time we actually did influencing yourself, which is self-mastery. That's the first pillar of the total woman concept. And it's about influencing self. It's about self-leadership. It's about self-mastery, because every self-development journey starts with you. It starts with self. Before you want to master others, before you want to know about others, self-leadership is actually principle. So one cannot actually give what they don't possess. So that's the first pillar. And then we go to the second one, which we're going to unpack today. It's all about influencing others, and it's about your leadership skills. This is about harnessing and leveraging one's abilities or qualities to influence your world of operation. So that's what we're actually going to be talking about today. And then the third one is actually influencing your purpose, which is influencing the marketplace. How are you operating in the marketplace? By building your own personal economy. We run ourselves as personal economies. How are you influencing your purpose in the marketplace? That's the third one. And the fourth one is actually influencing your faith, which is building your spiritual capacity. We all know that faith is the currency for success, the currency that pushes women to break boundaries. So we ought to be women of faith. That's actually the fourth one in the total woman concept. Last but not least, it's actually influencing a cause, making impact in society, giving back to society. And like we said, you don't have to start with big projects. You actually start where you are by transforming the world of one person, one at a time. So those are the 5 pillars in the total woman concept. But to bridge today's lesson, we want to then recap on what we shared on influencing self. It's just to recap so that at least we are on the same page, so that we are flowing together. So in our influencing self, it's all about mastering you, because mastering you is actually strength. It's true power. You have to be authentic in mastering yourself. You have to fall in love with yourself. You have to self-care yourself. You forgive yourself. You forgive those that have wronged you and those whom you have also wronged. If you want to influence yourself, we can't live our lives in reverse, thinking about what happened in the past, thinking about the people that have hurt us. We need to release them. Life is not a rehearsal. Life is to be lived. And so to forgive is to actually grow. We grow. So the responsibility actually lies with you. What people do to you, you can't control it. But what you can control is how you decide to respond to that. So we also said, raise your personal standards, learn the rules of the game, play to win. Play by a different set of standards and play to win. You can't just be ordinary. You've got to do things above what our parents did, above what our grandparents did, above the other person. You've got to do better. You can't benchmark yourself with failures. So raise your personal standards in everything that you do, in your family, in your workplace, in the ministry. You raise your personal standards so that people will respond to you in the way that you have shown up to the world. And then show up. Yes, show up in everything that you do. In the family, show up. In business, show up. Everywhere where you are, everywhere where you operate, you need to actually show up. And lastly, we actually said, and when life knocks you down, you come back with a bang, because we all have fallen. Everybody has fallen. So it's up to you to actually pick up yourself and run, and you come back with a bang. People will talk, yes. People will say things about you, but you keep pushing, you keep plowing, because it's about your life. It is your responsibility, and you're the creator and master of your own destiny. In fact, on self-love and self-care, I'll be posting a video which to be quite honest with you, I never really knew about self-love and self-care, but this coaching session that we are going to be doing, it will really help you, because it has actually helped me in looking after myself and in loving myself better, so that I can be able to give back to other people. I can love other people. I can care about other people. So that's a recap of the influencing yourself. So today, like I said, we are unpacking the second pillar of the total woman concept, which is influencing others. And it's all about leadership. It's all about how you relate with other people in all the areas that you're actually functioning in. And I'll always say this, and I will not stop saying this, that people are not looking for you. People are not looking for your beauty. People are looking for what you carry inside, what you bring to the table. That's what people are looking for in relationships, in the business, in every way. That's what they are looking for. So influencing others is all about leading others. It's about your leadership in the home, leadership in the family, in relationships, in the marketplace, even in the ministry. It is about how you are being effective in influencing others. Are your leadership skills being embraced by those that are around you? We are leaders in every function. Yes, you may not hold a title. You do not need a title to be called a leader. Being a woman, it's leadership. We already have titles. Being a single woman, it's a title. It's a leadership title. Being a wife, that's leadership. Being a mother, that's leadership. Being an employee or in business, in your area of ministry, that is leadership. But the question is, how are you leading in all these areas? How are you leading? How are people responding to you in all these areas? So as we go through this journey called life, we ought to reflect. We ought to ponder on how other people are receiving us. What is the feedback they are giving us? Because if they respond negatively, that's feedback. If they respond positively, that's feedback. Are we influencing, or we are just living a life? How do people relate to us? The way people relate to us is the way that we have portrayed ourselves to the world. And that is the message that you are sending out. So when people respond to you, that is the message that you're actually sending out. That is the feedback that you are receiving on how people are actually responding to you. So I just want to share with you this concept called the diminisher versus the multiplier. And you need to think about it in your leadership skills. Are you a diminisher or are you a multiplier? And I will explain this. Diminishers are people who are very negative, and what they say is that they operate below the line. So there is a line, there's people that operate above the line, but the diminishers operate below the line. And I just want to show you the key elements of people that actually operate below the line. And these are people that are not influencers. These people, they blame. These people, they deny. They have excuses. They stay stuck in one area. They do nothing. They have a victim mentality. They see problems. They see obstacles in everything that they do. They wait for others to do things. They find fault in people. They block. They have no control of their lives. So they see failure in everything. It's all about failure. And these are people that are always talking about other people. These are people that you don't benefit from them. When you're around them, you don't benefit from them. So these are people that operate below the line, and they are called diminishers. So let's look at a multiplier. What are the traits of a multiplier? Multipliers make decisions. Multipliers are accountable. They find better ways of doing things. They take responsibility. They give feedback. They take action. They seek solutions. And they are very positive in everything that they do. They actually take decisions. So it's up to you. How are you operating in your life, your leadership skills? Because if you want to be an influencer, you've got to operate above the line. you've got to operate above the line. Sometimes, yes, you find yourself, maybe you're going through problems and everything, and you may operate below the line, but operating above the line, you actually influence those that are around you. You're influencing in your family, in business, your subordinates, your bosses, because you operate above the line. And these are people that are just pleasant. These are people that you just want to hang around. So leadership skills, when we look at leadership skills, the leadership skills are learned. And it's not something that you're born with, where you know how to do things. These skills are actually learned. And I would encourage you to actually embark on a leadership program. I have a lot of ebooks that I have. And if you want us to share those books, let me know so that I can actually send you some of those books. But we need to develop our leadership skills so that we broaden our area of influence. So what is influencing? Let's just put it aside and say, what is influencing? Because yes, we may talk about influencing, but what is it really? Influencing is the ability to convince the minds, the ability to convince the hearts, the ability to convince the hands of the people around you, where they genuinely believe in you as a leader. And remember, I said, you don't need a title to be a leader. The fact that you're a wife, you're a leader. The fact that you're a single person, a mother, single woman who's running a life, you're a leader. In the workplace, you're a leader. In the business, you're a leader. You don't need that title. So how are you influencing the minds, the hearts, and the hands of people where they genuinely believe about you? That they are so persuaded to act on your behalf on anything that you may request. In fact, are you influencing people to such a point that you find them having done things? They are proactive in the way of doing things. Like now we are under COVID-19. Does your team have that proactive action because they know that they've got a good leader who has influenced them? So effective leaders don't just command, they inspire. Effective leaders persuade, they encourage. Their leadership is motivational, it's inspirational, it's transformational. And anybody that actually interacts with this kind of leaders, their lives are transformed. There are people that you actually meet, that after meeting them, you know something has happened to you, something has changed. Those are influencers. So leadership is not being about bossy, where everybody is afraid of you. You come home, your husband is so afraid of you. You come home, your children are so afraid of you. You come to the office, everybody is afraid of you. Wherever you rock up, everybody is afraid of you. There's a difference between being afraid and showing respect. So you need to really ponder on that. Do my people that are around me, my family and everybody, do they respect me or they are afraid of me? And I love this notion, you know, of Mbokodo, yeah, this notion of Imbokodo, Dombo, you know, those kind of things. And leaders that are like that, for me, I don't buy into that notion that we are Mbokodos, because Mbokodo, if you know Mbokodo or Dombo, it's a stone. If you lead with that kind of an attitude, people will not respond to you. Because a heart of a stone is stern. A heart of a stone is of a cruel nature. It's very cold. It has this unfeeling nature to it. So some women come into the marketplace with this imbokodo. They're mean. For me personally, I wouldn't want to be that mbokodo, because mbokodo is actually a stone. I'm not of a cold nature. I want to be an influencer because I don't want to be as cold as a stone. And some people come into the marketplace with this queen bee syndrome. There's no way that you can influence your world if you have a queen bee syndrome. And let me explain to you what queen bee syndrome is. It actually refers to women in authority or power who treat subordinates, females, worse than males purely because they are women. These women would not want to promote another woman. In fact, they actually hinder the progress of another woman. The queen bees are the actual, you know, the version, the adult version of the mean girls. You know those mean girls from school? These are some of the mbokodos that we actually see. But now they have actually grown up and are more calculating. They are more deceiving. They don't want to work with other people. And they are usually aggressive towards another female. They do not support their female counterparts. They have this attitude that I got to the top on my own, so I am not going to lift up another. I will lift up nobody. They see others as a threat or competitors, especially with young females that come into the organization. They look at them like they're a threat and they don't want to help them. They sometimes hinder another woman's advancement as they are seen as direct competitors. These are the queen bees. And we have them in organizations where you don't want to lift another human being. You don't want to lift another woman. So their leadership skills can have a lasting negative effects on an individual's careers or even their development. Where women are so hurt, where women are killed, their vision is killed by these mbokodos. So they are not influencers, those kind of women. So let's reflect. Are you that kind of a woman who is strong? Are you that queen bee that does not want to develop others? There is no way that you can influence others as long as those two traits are running in your blood. The mbokodo and the queen bee syndrome. So let's look now at the qualities, the key qualities in influencing others. We're just going to run into those. And if you want to, the first thing, if you really want to influence others, you've got to have genuine love for people. There's no way that you can influence anybody if there's no genuine love for people. We do what we do because we love people. And it's not only family, because everybody is family to us. This is how we were raised as Ubuntu. Everybody is a human being. And you need to understand, who is it? That's the first thing that you need to, who is it that I really want to influence? You need to make up that mind. Who is it? Is it my family? And then you put a strategy to it. I want to influence my family, my children. What is the strategy that I'm going to put to actually influence them? We have to see people as humans. If we are going to influence anybody, we have to see people as humans. We remove the gender, we remove color, we remove race, we remove age, we remove nationality. We operate in a diverse environment. We are working with people from all walks of life, from different worlds. The world has become a village. It's now a village. And if we cannot be open enough as a leader to work with other people in that way, then your leadership is going nowhere. We learn from others. We learn from other people's cultures. In fact, there's a lot of things that we have learned, even now, from lockdown. You can learn from children. I personally have learned quite a lot from my own children, because now we moved to online, we moved to this and that, and I was limited in my knowledge in certain things as far as technology is concerned. And if it wasn't of my children, but I allowed myself to learn. We learn from each other. So embrace everybody. See people as human beings if you really want to influence people. Strive for quality and authentic and strategic leadership. And when we talk about quality, like I said, learn the rules of the game, play by a different set of standards, and play to win. That's quality. It's all about quality. It's all about excellence. Strive for that quality. Be authentic. We are looking for leaders that are actually authentic in what they do. And be a strategic leader. Put strategies in your family. There has to be a strategy if you want to influence. There has to be a strategy in the marketplace, a strategy in your ministry, in your area of ministry. There has to be strategies all over on how we can actually influence others. So strive for that authentic, that quality, that strategic leadership. Lead with emotional intelligence. Be in control. Ladies, be in control of your mind. Be in control of your emotions. Be in control of your spirituality and even your physical. Be in control of that, because that's your capital. It doesn't cost you anything to be nice to people. It doesn't. Oh yeah, if I smile, they are going to see, that pride, that ego. If I smile, my subordinates are going to see that I'm so happy, and yet I'm angry with them. It doesn't take you anything to be nice to people. Say please if you have to. Say thank you if you have to. Say, I am sorry if you have to. Lead with that empathy. where you understand that we are operating in an environment that I cannot influence logs, I cannot influence stones, but I'm going to influence people. Take responsibility. Admit when you are wrong. Say, I am sorry. When somebody has done something good, say thank you. Give them their space. Have an intense desire to be trusted by all those that are around you. This is something that I've actually taught my children. I said, in life, you've got to strive to be trusted. If you want to influence anybody in this world, you've got to strive to be trusted. I love to be trusted. Let my word be yes, and let my word be no, and you mean it. People are looking for people that are honest. We need to admit when something is actually going wrong. We need to admit that desire that people will trust us, and we will say, look, I am sorry. Things are not going well. I am sorry. It is me. Because some leaders, they won't say sorry, and yet you know that they were actually wrong. They will actually stand on the wrong leg, and you will get in trouble because they just don't want to admit. So that desire to be trusted, it's very important as a leader. It's very important as a parent. It's very important as a wife, as a girlfriend. It's very important that you are trusted in everything that you do. You have that credibility, that honesty. And, you know, it's important for us to really be trusted in everything that we do. Desire to be trusted in everything that you do. Credibility is built through actions. If you want to really build credibility with others, it's all about actions. It's how you respond. It's how you do things. Have respect for people. How you relate to people, it doesn't matter. They may be lower than you in ranks as far as work is concerned, but have respect for people. If you want to be influential in terms of influencing other people, have respect for people. Doesn't matter where they are coming from, which walks of life they are rocking up from. This is a lesson that all of us need to understand, that we need to respect each other. You may be higher than me in ranks, but respect me too. And when you treat even your children with respect, they give you back that respect. If you treat your subordinates with the respect, they give you back that respect. Don't judge people. Judging people when you have never walked their journey. Everybody is in the space that they are in because of the world that they've operated in. Your world is your world. My world is my world. So instead of judging people, we need to embrace each other. We need to understand that we are very different. Like these fingers, they are very different. When we understand that everybody is different from me. In fact, the world will be so boring if everybody was like me. Definitely. The world will be boring. So we need to embrace each other's differences, and by not judging, but understanding, having that empathy. Humble yourself, girl. Humble yourself. Humility. Yes, you may have acquired this and that and that, but humility takes you far. In fact, when I sometimes see what happens on social media and people are saying, I have this, I have done this, I have done this, and I have done this. And because we are life coaches, there is some things that we actually see through all that bragging and all that. Humility. You can't be a leader and you're coming in the office and you're telling your subordinates, whom you know that there's no way that they would have gone to the USA, but you are bragging about, I went on holiday and this is what I did. Humility. Humble yourself. Be willing to be led by other people. Before you are a leader, you need to be able to be a follower. You have to carry someone else's bag before someone else carries yours. We lead by example. Be that person that people would like to be around you, that people would like to emulate. If you want to influence, be that person where people look at you and they say, I would really love to be that woman. I would really love to be like my leader. It's all about leading by example with actions. Be ahead of the pack with your knowledge and your skills. Continue to improve yourself. If you want to influence others, continue to improve yourself. You can't be leading people and yet you're at the back of the house. You've got to be in the forefront. And we don't know everything, so we have to learn. We can enroll for a course here and there. And, in fact, Harvard is actually offering courses, free courses that on self-development. We can actually develop ourselves. In fact, during this COVID-19, there's been a lot of webinars. People have been attending webinars left, right, and center just to develop ourselves. So have that intense desire of developing yourself. Enroll, whether it's academic, whether it's some courses, but we have to continuously improve ourselves. People are not looking for old models. You have to continuously renew yourself. Even cars go for renewal. Even telephones. Our cell phones, we have the newer models. So just like you and me, we need to continuously renew ourselves by developing our skills, by upskilling ourselves. Because if we remain, we then end up not being significant. If we remain where we are. So if we want to be relevant and if you want to be significant, you have to continuously go on that journey of self-development. So be decisive and show others by being a woman of action. Be a woman of action. Continue to upskill yourself, develop yourself. And last but not least, I want to say, multiply in others. If you want to influence others, you have to multiply in others. We have to see the you in other people. How many people are you multiplying? In skill, in everything that you're doing. In our children, are we multiplying? In our subordinates, are we multiplying? At work, are we multiplying? We need to leave a legacy in the people that we have influenced. And that's when you know that you have really influenced people in a better way. So I just want to touch on the skills you actually need to be an effective influencer. This is about good communication skills. You can't be an influencer if you're not a good communicator. You have to have the decision-making capabilities. You need to be able to make decisions, being a problem solver. The world is actually looking for problem solvers. With this COVID-19, the world is actually looking for people that are going to change the world, people that are going to redirect the path of the world, problem solvers. So in an organization, in the home, in the marketplace, wherever you are, you've got to be that person that actually carries solutions. That's what the world is actually looking for. And one of the skills that you need to be able to delegate, because you are not able to do everything on your own. You empower people and then you delegate. This buzz where it says you lead by, there's a buzz that is going on that you lead by coaching. And we are actually going to be doing some coaching. You lead by coaching. I have led my children. I've influenced my children by coaching them because I know they're little adults. So I coach them. You coach people. If you want to really influence people, you coach them into that which you want them to do. And by doing that, you are able to delegate effectively because you know that a person is actually supposed to do it. And one of the skills as well is being a good listener. Being a good listener means you have to listen to what people are saying, because we have seen many leaders fall because they don't want to listen to what people are saying. Have that listening ability. Listen to people and being able to respond, not in the way that you think you should be responding, but in the way that this person is actually bringing their story to you. Listening is one of the skills that many leaders don't have. There's no way that you can influence somebody else if you're not a good listener. And be an innovator. Think out of the box. If you want to influence, you need to think out of the box. You can't be doing the same thing over and over again and getting the same results. Think out of the box. Be creative. Be an innovator. Even in your home. Today you have cooked amagwinya. Tomorrow there's something else that is happening in your home. You are creative in that way, the way you are operating. It doesn't matter where you are, in the workplace, in the home, everywhere. Be that innovator. And that's how you actually influence people. And networking. Ladies, if you are not networking, then you are not networthy. Networking, for me, most of the opportunities, the gates of opportunities that have been opened for me was through networks. So networking, if you want to influence other people, you've got to network. Network is an essential skill in your leadership, because if you don't network, then you don't know people. When you go for a function, make sure that you must be very intentional about your network. Make sure you collect that business card. You're sitting in a taxi, make sure that you collect that business card. Who are you? I'm so and so, because tomorrow they can become your partner in business. They can help you do certain things. So networking is very crucial if you really want to broaden your net worth. So in a nutshell, my sisters, influencing others, it's all about how you lead. It's your leadership skills, how you're leading others, how you're influencing others. There are many benefits that we can actually derive from influencing others. You draw people to you. People come to you because you're an influencer. People will hear you, and this will help you to actually achieve your life, your business, your marketplace goals, and your ministry goals. And you become a happier you. When you influence others, you become a happier you. So today's coaching session actually ends here. And on our third one that we're going to be talking about, we are going to unpack the influencing your purpose. And it will be all about influencing others in the marketplace, influencing yourself in the marketplace, building your own personal economy. And this is quite crucial. And we're going to have also some people that are going to come and talk about business and all that. So I'm actually looking forward to unpacking the third pillar, which is influencing your purpose. So ladies, my sisters, thank you so much for today. And I love you all. And remember, to whom much is given, much is required.